Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do the I Saw It on Pinterest, and I am going to make my version of this lovely pen by shabbysoul. I just love her work. It's always vintage and grungy and all the things that I like about junk journaling. She is a maker for Tim Holtz, and this particular pen is from a little journal that she made that had a lot of neutrals in it, and I really like that, and I just like the overall look of how this looks, and so that's what I'm going to do. And so I'm going to move this to the side so that I can reference it as I am putting my page together. And I am going to be working in my journal, and I am going to work on there's a page in here that I want this page because I don't particularly like this, but I wanted this because I love woodpeckers. And so I am going to work on this page and cover up this weird little bird here. The picture that I'm going to use, instead of using one of the Tim Holtz pictures, is this picture, and this is actually me and my dad when he was stationed in Dreux, France, and I think I was about 3. From what I can remember, we were there till I think I was around 2, maybe, to about 4 is what I want to say. Somewhere in that age group. I won't tell you what year because then I would date myself, and we don't talk about age in junk journaling. So I will skip that part. But I want to use this photo, and I'm going to create, I also have some bird stuff here because this journal has a lot of birds in it. Owls and woodpeckers and things like that. Just things that I like. And so there's art stuff in here, and just different vintage book pages and stuff like that that I picked out to put in this journal. And so I want to kind of, I don't want to totally take away the birds, but I don't want this particular bird to be the focal point of this page. So I can't really tell from this exactly how she put it together, and I did not watch the video, but it looks like there is some sort of pocket behind the picture. So I am going to take this music paper and make a pocket, I think, to go behind here to cover the bird. And that's going to be my first step. Alright, so let me get a pencil here. Hope everybody's doing good today. If you watched my Wednesday Grunge play, I mentioned that it was raining, and it is still raining, and raining harder than it was. So that's a good thing, because I'm hoping it's going to put out all these fires that we are having in the area. And I also mentioned that I'm doing several videos today to get us through the Thanksgiving holiday. So you're gonna see my red sweatshirt here in the rest of this week's videos, if I can get them all done. So, alright, so that's gonna cover my bird. And I just particularly like music paper because I played the piano for several years, took piano lessons and played the piano when I was younger. And so, and birds sing, right? So I'm going to just do a little notch in there, and we'll do some, not with that one we won't. We don't want black. We want vintage photo. And we'll ink up some edges. I'm going to show you that in a second. So, I hope I got everything I needed. I turned on the camera and then I was like, ooh, I hope I grabbed everything. I think I did, but we'll find out as we go along. Alright, so my pocket's gonna go there, and I think we can go ahead and glue it down, and that'll take care of my kind of weird bird down there on the bottom. This paper is one of the background pads, excuse me, background pads from Mente, and it has like different kinds of music. They're all double-sided, and it has different kinds of music, and it also has maps. So it's a really good little pad of paper, and it gives me a pretty sturdy pocket where I don't have to back it with anything. And this particular book page is fairly thick too, so it's gonna make, it'll be fine for the back with that cardstock on it. Okay, so there's that. And let me look at my reference here. Alright, so she has some fabric and lots of lace, of course. So I'm going to use this fabric, which is the backing of an old quilt, and I'm just going to tear it the size that I think I need it. Maybe I am. And then everything else is kind of lace that she's got layered up. Now she did some lace underneath her pocket, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut another card out of this cardstock, which I am not sure who this is. Oh yeah, I do know who this is. This is Prima. And I'm going to cut this strip off the top first of all. So this is Prima Marketing, and it is double-sided as well. That doesn't really matter in my case. But I'm going to cut a card that is bigger than my picture, because this is the card that I'm going to use to stick my lace under. So I want it bigger than this picture, but I don't want it as big as my music paper. And actually, I may make this another pocket. I think I will. So I'm going to cut this one shorter, and I'm going to cut it more narrow. And of course, my picture is bigger than hers because hers is just one of the little Tim Holtz pictures. But I kind of want these birds to be sticking out a little bit. So if I cut it about here and here, let's do that. And remember, when you're looking at these things on Pinterest, you do not have to, you know, the idea is not to copy what you see exactly. The idea is to, you know, have an open mind and say, how can I adapt this to what I'm doing? That's kind of the whole purpose of this exercise, is to, I can't see my mark, is to, you know, adapt these things, not necessarily copy. Make it your make. There may be some things that you don't like about a certain make, you know, that you don't want to incorporate in what you're doing, and that's fine. I'm going to mark where I put this so I can try to get it in the same spot. We'll see how that goes. Sorry for my reach. If I can even see where I marked it, I'll open up my little window here and maybe that'll help. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. I'll keep that over to the side so I don't have to reach back across there. I may need it again. I don't think so, but I may. This one up. And that's gonna go there. Okay. And my picture will go here. My fabric will go here. just want a little piece of my birds and my music sticking out. Okay, so she has a paper clip, a rusty paper clip with a tassel attached to it, holding the picture in the fabric. And I have made one of those. And to make it, all I did, and you all may know this trick, is I took a piece of cardstock and I took this twine or yarn or string, and I just wrapped it, you know, until I wrapped it around enough to make a nice tassel. And then on one end, I put the paper clip through the loops before I took it off. And then I wrapped around that part. And then once I got it all wrapped, I took my scissors and I cut this side, and it made the little pom-pom. I hope that made sense. So that's how I made that. And so that she has clipped with the little thing, tassel up. And I think that's really cute. That's really my favorite part, to be honest. And then she has a card stuck in her pocket, and I'm going to use this card that has these bird's eggs on it, and I'm going to put a couple of, she's got a, you can barely see, and like I said, I'm sure you could see a lot better if you watch the video, but it looks like it has a stamp like up in the corner. So I have a couple of stamps. I had a couple of stamps. Why do I just find one of them now? Because I'm sure I knocked the other one off somewhere. There it is. And these are just a couple of vintage stamps that were in my collection that I liked. But I'm going to put them just up in the corner. And I picked colors that I thought went with my cover and also with the colors in the bird paper. So, do I want it that way, or do I want it this way? I think I want it that way. So, I'm just going to glue those up in the corner of this card. And then I'm going to ink this card up. Alright, so that is going to go down in this pocket. And I don't even care if it's totally in the middle or if it's not as wide as the whole thing. That doesn't bother me. So now what we need to do is we need to figure out where we're going to put our lace. and I just have several pieces here. I have this piece because in the original she's got a couple of flowers on the front of the picture, so I'm going to cut a couple of these off. Actually, I'm just going to do one, I think. One of this kind. Anyway. So I have that. And then I also have this little piece. Which looks like a heart that I'm going to put there. And actually, I might put one more of those flowers. And we're just going to kind of build this as we go. And then we need a piece that's pretty sheer. I'm thinking this one. Let's see if I can tear this. Probably not. So that will go. I'm just trying to get, right now, I'm just trying to get all my pieces torn and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll figure out exact placement. I have this, I think I'm going to put down the side. And I have this piece. I'm going to put one of these kind of in the back. Use that. All right, let's start with those and then we'll figure out everything else. So, this piece, I'm gonna put up here, I believe. And then this piece, I'm gonna put, or do I want to put this piece? I think I'm gonna put this piece up here. That way I can make it hang off the top too. I may have to cut that down a little bit. Right now I'm just trying to decide where everything goes, and then we'll get more precise with it. Okay, and then I have this piece that I think I want to go down the side of this pocket. So I'm going to cut that. And then this piece I'm going to put under this pocket. this piece I'm going to put under this pocket. Nope, I think this piece I'm going to put under this fabric. Yep, I think that's better. Alright, and then our little sheer piece will go there with our little heart and our little flowers. And then my card will go in here. And then we'll have another card that goes in there, which I don't know what that's going to be. I also have this piece. Maybe I'll use this piece for the topper for the other card. Up here. So we'll have some lace up here as well for the other card, or actually it'd probably be about right there. All right, so let's get what I do know glued down, and then we'll figure out the rest. All right, so we know this piece is going to go here, and I am going to use art glitter glue for this, and it'll take longer to dry, but I think it'll be all right. I just don't want Fabri-Tac all over my fingers right now. Okay, oops. And I wish I had put gussets on that pocket. I could still put gussets on it, but it probably needs to be raised up a little bit. By the time I get all this lace under here. Alright, so let's put this piece on here. Do I want that side or that side? Let me rip it down. That one rips really well, makes it really shabby looking. Okay, I'm going to use glue stick, I think, for this. Since this is my personal journal, if it doesn't stick, I can always go back and fix it, you know? Okay. Sorry, I'm referencing my picture here to see. All right, so then oh, where's my other pocket? We're going to put down this pocket. And I think it'll be okay without gussets because I'm just putting that one card in there. And then I'm going to put this piece here. Again, I'm going to use glue stick. Put my fabric down. And I'm offsetting mine. She offset hers a little bit too. Uh-oh. Don't make me break out the fabric tag, please. Okay, again, a glue stick. And you could stitch all this if you stitched it to your pockets before you glued them down. You could probably figure out a way to stitch it. Oops, too far. Okay, so then my card would be down in here. Like that. And then my picture would be here. I'm gonna have to do Fabri-Tac. I'm gonna have to do it. Because it's not gonna glue that pocket to that piece of lace. Come on, get down there. Oh my goodness. See, now that pin's sticking to me already. Okay, I don't know if I got enough on there or not. It's just not wanting to cooperate. All right. All right, so the rest is just putting lace on. So we're going to put this piece here. That may not stick either. But I really don't want to use the Fabri-Tac on that because it's so sheer that it'll show. So maybe what I need to do in this particular case is put something on top of it that'll hold it down a little better. And maybe once I put these little things on, it'll hold it down. Oh, I'm so irritated with this Fabri-Tac. It honestly makes me not want to use it anymore, but I know it's the best option for doing something like this. All right. What did I do with my little flowers? Who knows? We'll just cut a couple more. Maybe what I'll do is just leave them together since I'm going to use two. Okay, and then I'm going to take another piece of this kind of sheer. Do I want this one or this one? No. No. This part. I actually want to put it on the page, so I'm going to put it so that it's on the back side over here. Because that, I flipped this up and that's a little pocket. Okay. And this piece, I'm going to put inside the upper pocket a little bit. Again. Or do I want it like here? I think I want it there. All right, now we need to determine what we're going to put in this big pocket. And also, I think I want a little piece of something right there. If I can get it to tear. Okay. And I want all right, let's decide. I could do this in the upper pocket. And maybe put that on. As a topper with some other pieces. Okay, so I'm going to staple this on oops, didn't get that one. There we go. And then I'm going to put a button right there, I think. Now, she doesn't have any buttons on hers, but, you know, this is where you're kind of expressing what you want. I thought I had some buttons close by, but maybe I don't. Maybe I will do a rusty pin, safety pin, just to kind of camouflage the staple a little bit. I also want to ink up the edges of this and cut corners, which I should have done before I put the topper on, but I didn't. And that's really upside down, but I don't care, because what we will do is cut the words off. Ta-da, we fixed it. Then I'm gonna, oop, not that one. Take my angle cutter here. And I may put a button right there. I feel like there needs to be something in the middle of that. I can't believe I don't have a button right here. I usually always have a button. But it'd be kind of cute to have a, just like a man's shirt button, since I kind of frou-froued my dad all up in this lace. He might like to have something a little masculine on there, huh? Let me grab a button. I'll be right back. All right. So that one will work. And we might use some thread too. Maybe let's see what I have in my little drawer over here. I have some green. Well, if I can pick it up. This is just embroidery floss, and I'm going to separate it. Maybe. Okay. Yep. That's going to work. So, let's put this down. Then put this down. All right, so the last thing that I want to try and do is up here in the corner. Oh, I've got this card too. I forgot I have this one. Maybe I'll put this one over here. Or maybe I'll put this one up here. That'll work. And then I want to incorporate this bird over here. Some ink out. This is just out of a nature book that I had. And it is a blue kingfisher, which I also think are really cool birds. And I'm just going to put it over here on this page, on top of this invoice. And I think I'm just going to pop some foam tape on there to raise it up a little bit. And I just backed it with a scrap piece of cardstock that I had to make it a little thicker so I could pop it up. Has nothing to do with Pinterest pen, but it's finishing out my layout. That's all it's doing. Okay. All right, I think that's got it. So, is it like Suzy's pen? Not exactly. Did I get inspiration from her pen? Absolutely. The one thing I do want to do, though, as I look at it, is that tassel needs to be a little grubbier. I left the pen out of my art glitter glue. Now I can't get it back in there. Alright. So, if we look at the original, stop. This is the original. And you can see she's got several layers because this is a journal page in her journal. I do know that. And so you can see, you know, this page, and you can see where she's used fabric to bind her pages together and stuff like that. So I knew mine wasn't going to look exactly like hers when I started because I'm not using it in the same type of way that she did. But I loved the little tassel. I'm going to just eat mine up a little bit. And I loved the way that needs to come off too. That's too long. I don't want to take it all the way off. I'll complete my thought in a minute, guys. I love the way that she used the old grungy looking laces because I love those too. And so, you know, anytime that I can figure out a way to incorporate those, then I'm going to do it. And like I said, the little tassel just made me really happy. And so, and then of course, you know, I wanted to preserve this picture of me and my dad, and so I did that, and I've got my birds incorporated, which kind of goes with the rest of the journal. And on my facing page, you know, I've kind of tied it in because we have the bird back paper here. And then we also have the eggs, the little eggs card. And we also have the singing birds, and then we have the nest and eggs card up here for familiar birds. So last thing to do is to ink this whole entire page, the edges, and then we can call it done and done. And thank Suzy very much for her inspiration. And move on to the next page. And like I said, this is my journal, and so you know, what you do for your journal, or for a journal you're selling or whatever, you know, could be totally different than what I did. But the idea, like I've said many times before, is to take something that inspires you and make it your own. You know, is it okay to copy exactly if you like it and it's for you? I don't see why not. You know, do I feel differently about doing an exact copy of something that's going to be sold? Yeah, kinda, because, you know, that's that person's idea, and they may be you know, selling it as well. So yeah, my feelings on that are a little bit different than if you're just working in your own journal, and you see something that you like. So, you know, they say copy or imitation is the greatest form of flattery, and I think that's true to a certain extent. But I think there's a difference between, you know, imitating something that you like for something that's for yourself, and, you know, just downright copying somebody to make a profit. My opinion, of course. But anyway, there we go. I don't have a lot of pages done in this journal. As you can see, I've done this little thing in the back, which I believe this was part of 50 Stack Challenge 3, and I just couldn't part with it, so I put it in my journal. So, I just lost my tag down in there. And then this in the front, of course I did this for Wednesday Grunge Play. This is my butterflies on vellum with alcohol ink. I love the way this came out. And there's just a pocket here with a flashcard in it that has been stenciled and stamped and has some washi on it. I have not even backed that because I don't write in my journals. So mine's more, you know, for makes. And then I have this that I did, which there's a video on this as well. And everything else is just pages that we need to work on. So, you know, I'll be working on this one, for a lot of things that I want to keep. Oh, I have done this because I wanted this cabinet card in mine. And then this is an old page out of Heidi, the book Heidi. I originally had a fabric flip in here, but I have removed it because I decided that I wanted the fabric flip to go into a journal that I'm going to be making that has the red and cream colors, and so I did take it out. So, and I do that too. A lot of times I'll make a page and I'll put something on the page and I'll decide that I want to use it somewhere else, and I'll remove it and, you know, use it somewhere else. So that's always an option as well. If you decide you don't like something, change it. Make it the way you like it. I know Barbara has done a couple videos on redoing pages that she wasn't satisfied with. And the bottom line is you want to be satisfied with what you've made. So if you're not happy with it, change it. You can change it. It's not permanent. And I guess that's it, guys. I'll quit gabbing. So everyone, this is actually on Thanksgiving. This will come out, and I don't expect you to be watching me. I expect you to be having dinner with your family or friends or whoever you celebrate the holiday with, if you do. If you don't celebrate and you are watching me, thanks for joining me. I do appreciate it. And thanks to all my subscribers. I'm really enjoying reading your comments. And if you have any questions about anything I've made, please let me know. I'll be glad to answer them for you. So until next time, I hope you'll come back and hang out with me. We're going to do the 50 Stack Challenge 3 on Friday. And then I'll be back on Sunday because my company will be gone, and we'll do some general journaling for Sunday. So until then, thanks, guys. Bye.